Hello everyone and welcome to the Destiny Week in Review for the week of May 26th to June 1st. Covered in this week's show are the following: the announcement of Vita remote play being required for all PS4 games, rumored Destiny concept art, an update on the status of microtransactions, and the Bungie mail sack. On May 29th, Sony confirmed that mandated remote play via the PS Vita will be required for every PS4 game excluding those that require any special equipment, like the camera or the PS Move, should the PlayStation Move be included in the PS4 in any fashion. What does this mean for Destiny? Well, that is not currently known. This announcement was probably the reason that on May 15th, Bungie denied that Destiny would get its own Vita game. It is unknown if Destiny will require any special equipment like the camera. Given that it is an FPS, my personal opinion is that the only equipment that might be used is a microphone. The PS Vita does have a microphone, so the possibility is there that Destiny will have cross-platform play. For those who don't know how Vita remote play will work, it works by downscaling the 1080p video from the PlayStation 4 down to the PS Vita's native resolution. The downscaling is done by the PS4's built-in hardware, which is then beamed over Wi-Fi to the Vita. The Vita decodes the video and sends any controller inputs back to the PS4 to execute in-game commands. During the week, the website DestinyPlayers.com featured an article that linked to the artist Jamie Jones's blog with art that closely resembles the art style of Destiny. While Jamie Jones has been involved with Destiny concept art creation, most notably this piece, featuring the Fallen and their spider tank, the people of Reddit were quick to dismiss most of the other art as not belonging to Destiny. For example, as pointed out by Reddit user Beep Boop Robo, this picture here is actually of a Magic the Gathering card, Hellkite Charger. A couple of other dragons are Magic the Gathering tokens, with other images being representative of the Halo series. The inclusion of microtransactions in Destiny may have gotten a little more true. Bungie forum user Burrito Sr. dug through Bungie's website's terms of service and found a section on the topic of virtual items and currency. When I searched through this section, the most notable things found were the following. 1. You may be required to pay a fee to obtain virtual items or virtual currency. 2. Any purchases of virtual currency or virtual items, whether through actual monetary transactions or accumulation through membership benefits or gameplay. 3. Virtual currency and virtual items may not be transferred or resold for commercial gain in any manner, including without limitation, by means of any direct sale or auction service. Think of this as the equivalent of the Diablo 3 real money auction house. And finally, price and availability of virtual currency and virtual items are subject to change without notice. This, combined with a report from April 30th that the Senior Director of Product Management on Destiny, Ryan Wenner, is, quote, currently leading marketing activities for Destiny, and that part of his job is developing, quote, monetization modeling. But I must clarify that Bungie has not mentioned anything on the topic of microtransactions. Now it's time to discuss Bungie's mail sack of the week. Unfortunately, not much in terms of Destiny was revealed. The two main things worth covering were the following. The first being a question of the rumored fourth class, the Vanguard. Bungie acknowledged the existence of whatever the Vanguard might be, but failed to comment farther. In the other question, the original soundtrack to the Law of the Jungle trailer is currently available for MP3 download. Now it's time for our final segment of the day, Dato's Disclosure, where I give my opinion on the news of the week. Regarding the PS Vita, I definitely don't think this is a bad thing. However, personally, I don't know when I would actually use this feature, and it certainly wouldn't want to make me go out and buy a Vita. It's not really a selling point. If I'm out of my apartment, it's usually because I have something to do, whether it's work, socializing, or whatever. I don't have time to play with a handheld device. If I'm at home, I have the console right there to play on. With Destiny being an FPS, I know I'd want my screen to be reasonably sized so I can see what is actually going on, given that first-person shooters require vision and precision. If you do manage to find the time to play, you will also need reliable Wi-Fi, which, if you're in public, is sometimes difficult to find, and if there's the slightest interference, you'll lag, which is the #1 worst thing that can happen in a first-person shooter. As for microtransactions, I have nothing against microtransactions as long as they do not give the player an advantage in-game or become a pay-to-win scenario. I don't know how many popular games currently are a pay-to-win scenario. An example of a game that doesn't do this is Terra. Terra is an MMO that went free to play in February, and therefore more strongly relies on microtransactions. But the things you can buy are still attainable in the game, much like in League of Legends, where you can buy every champion with either in-game points earned or with real money. Terra's elite status offers some nice perks, but I do not consider it pay to win. Pay to win would be where you could purchase a gun in Destiny only from the microtransaction store that couldn't be earned in-game. Even if you could earn it in-game, I would still consider that being a pay to win situation. That's all the Destiny news for this week. My name is Dado. Have a great weekend.